What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another weekly trade recap video. I'll be going over the price action from this week. It was Christmas week. It's the price action from December 22nd through the 26th. I only took 2 trades this week, so it should be a shorter video. I already filmed Mondays on Monday, and then I'm going to be showing you guys Friday's price action right now. So yeah, only 2 trades this week. Merry Christmas, everybody. But yeah, let's just jump into both trades, and I'll see you guys there. All right, boys, I got Monday's price action pulled up right here. So let's get right into the bias. Starting out with the higher time frames, you can see that we're respecting 4-hour bullish fair value gaps and disrespecting bearish fair value gaps. And you can also see we have a clear and obvious 4-hour fair value gap draw above. So based off this time frame, everything is telling us bullish. However, you can see since today's Monday, we have a new week opening gap below, which is like one of the strongest draws of liquidity actually. And so that made it more 50-50 of leaning bullish or bearish in my eyes. But jumping down to the lower time frames at market open, we can talk about the scenarios I set out for myself. Here's that 4-hour fair value gap above. I was open to taking shorts off of this, targeting like London low, Asia low, or the new week opening gap, or if we just displace lower like we actually did. Any continuations off of the 5 or 15 minutes towards these draws would be clean as well. And that's what we took today. So we displaced lower, creating a 5-minute fair value gap. And obviously it was, we retraced into it after we swept out London low. And just the highest time frame for value gap to inverse in this leg was a 5-minute. And so this was just another continuation short towards the new week opening gap. Retraced into the 5-minute. Highest time frame inversion was a 5-minute, break even at the New York AM low, and targeting Asia low and new week opening gap both would have got filled, and both had, this was a 1-to-1 R and this was a little bit better, but both were really good trades that you could have done. So yeah, it was pretty basic and simple, honestly. The only things to highlight was on ES. We hit the New York AM low right here, but I decided to go break even when NQ hit the New York AM low. That's kind of just according to my strategy, what I do. If you did go break even, if ES hit the New York AM low first, you would have got break even. And based off like my last video and all of December, those were kind of like the 2 main things I adjusted today. As you can see, my stop was at the wick high because of December, and then I went break even when NQ or MNQ hit the low of the leg. So those were kind of like the only 2 main points of this trade. Other than that, it's a simple continuation trade, and hopefully the rest of the week goes well. All right, everybody, I got Friday's price action pulled up. I'm going to talk about the one trade I took today. Starting out with the bias though, I was leaning bullish based off the fair value gaps that we were respecting and the fair value gaps we were disrespecting on the higher time frame, like the 4-hour and 1-hour. But I did want to point out this SMT at the highs, which made me kind of more neutral in the day, maybe slightly leaning bearish. But here's that on the 4-hour. This is those SMTs on the 1-hour, and all these fair value gaps that we can see. These are ones we're respecting. These are the ones that we're respecting, and Q and ES. So jumping down to the minute time frame, this is market open right here. I'm actually just going to fast forward to the trade that I took, and then I'll just talk about it. Okay, right here. I did take it on the 30-second, so I'm going to jump down to the 30-second time frame. And we'll go over this one trade I took today from Friday. ES is important in this one, so I want to make sure I'm showing it right here. Okay, so what do we do at market open? We take out the significant low right here. We take out this pretty obvious low on the 5-minute time frame, and we have a good reaction out of there. And here's that move up. And then we instantly start displacing lower, and this is like the main point of the trade. This is the reasons I took it. So after we take out London low, we move up a little bit, and we do a resweep on NQ. And at the same time, we do that resweep on NQ. We take out London low on ES, and I just want to point this out really quick. This was like the last low in this whole leg that I thought we could take and then make a reaction off of. So with this being the last low, I was looking for a mech model long off of it towards a 5-minute. So this was the 30-second inversion after the resweep and after ES took out this low. There's really nice displacement in this leg, and I went break even, not at this high, but at the more obvious high right here. This is a break-even level. And this trade ended up working out perfectly, straight to TP. Didn't stop me out at break even. I did do a low risk trade though, because it was the day after Christmas. But that was the one trade I took today, and there's really nothing much to go over with this one. It was just a classic mech model. The main things I wanted to point out was we swept London low, had a reaction, had a resweep, nice displacement, and at the same time of the resweep, we took out London low on ES, which was like the last liquidity level I wanted to see taken. Then we made a move higher. All right, everybody, thank you for watching this week's trade recap video. I'll see you guys for next week's weekly trade recap upload. I might not be trading for the rest of the year, depending on how the price action looks at the end of December. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.